One of the new features of Dynamics 365 is the ability to create an editable grid. So this is a leads view of leads inside the system. I've added in a couple of columns here like parent account for lead, the website of that account. I've also added in the rating, and a lot of times for years users have been requesting the ability to actually edit this inside CRM without having to go to each record and make that change, almost as if they were working a spreadsheet. So if I were in sales, it would be really convenient if I could go through and start to qualify some of these leads, or at least give them a rating or put in some other information based on that. This editable grid feature was added in Dynamics 365. It's a brand new feature. It came out in December of 2016. So it's only been out for a few months. It's really easy to turn on for the use cases where it's necessary. And I'm going to walk you through that process right now. So this is a traditional view that you could then, go through. I could click into one of these leads and make changes to it on that form. Again, that's tedious. And here's the rating. If I want to change this to cold, I could do that and hit save. And then I could click this X and I would drop back into my view and I'd see that cold rating took effect here. Now what would be cool is if I could just make that drop down here. Would someone really expect a user to go through each single one of these records and make the change on each row? That's kind of the use case for it. And there were some customizations that came out and things that could be installed in the past to make that happen. But now, out of the box, that's supported, and you'd be able to make this an editable field. So without further delay, let's go in and customize this. So I'm going to go to Settings, Customizations, and customize the system. Go to Entities. I'm going to come down here. These are in alphabetical order. I'm going to pick lead. Be able to choose controls up on the right. And in this control area, I can add a control for the editable grid. So I'm going to just click that, select it, click add here. And now I can say if I want this to be available on the web, on the phone, or on the tablet. You could pick and choose how you want that to behave if you just want it available on the web only or only on the phone and the tablet. I don't know why you wouldn't select all three. It seems like if you were going to have it in one, you'd want it everywhere. But we're going to select all three here. I'll make an advanced video later on that'll showcase maybe these properties down below. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. All right, and the last step is to publish our changes. So we're going to click Publish up here. All right, and now that our changes are published, when I come back to the leads and look at my open leads, I'll see now that this is an editable grid. So if I wanted to change this and make this hot or warm, I can do that now. Make this one cold. This one hot. All these changes take effect. I can click the disk here to force a save. The autosave will kick in and save these over time also, but that will in effect make that change. So it should be good to go. If I wanted to change the parent account, I could look one up here. It's the same as the lookup control on the form, and I could hit save there as well. One thing I cannot do is edit the referenced field. So this is not actually on the lead. This website value is stored on the account. I cannot edit nested entities that are within inside this entity. The other thing I can't do is change record status. So I can't flip these leads to in progress or close them as one from this screen. What I can do is still qualify them up at the top using the qualify and disqualify buttons. That's never changed. That was there before I added the editable grid. But this really allows me to just edit fields that are on the form with the exception of status for that entity. So if I want to change the topic, I could come in here and make changes to that topic. So it's still useful, and I could still in bulk, if I wanted to disqualify a couple of these leads, I could disqualify them en masse. Now sometimes it can be a little tricky to navigate to these records now that this is editable, because before I would click in here and I could double click and navigate to the record. You can still do that once the field changes to its edit state. So if I double click this now, it'll take me to the record. Before it would take 2 clicks, now it kind of takes 3. One to edit the field, and click into it, and then double click once it becomes editable. The other option is to click the blue arrow that's all the way over to the right. This can be kind of irritating when a view is so large that you have to scroll left to right because there's so many columns on it. The arrow is quickly lost, and it appears all the way to the far right, so you won't even visibly see that arrow on the screen if your view is too large. The solution is to click into a column where you can edit and then double click. The other third option is to switch this back to a read-only grid. Once you have enabled the editable grid for an entity, you can toggle it back and forth between editable and read-only. And so a lot of times for some users on those views that are so large, it makes a lot more sense and it's a lot easier to switch the view over to read-only when they're going to want to jump through and investigate many different records. If this was a list of cases or incidents or activities, and I'm going to go in and examine each one or maybe review them in a review process for the organization, then it makes more sense to have this as read-only than is to editable. And once you've enabled the editable grid, the users then have an option to switch back and forth using this Show As button at the top. So thanks a lot for watching this quick video. I'll go over some more things about the editable grid in a future video and talk about how to nest those in subgrids on forms. That's a little bit next level though for this. The other thing to keep in mind is that you cannot use these on a dashboard. So if you were going to make a dashboard and have a bunch of grids on it and think, oh, it'd be really cool if I made these all editable, that's not going to happen. Right now, they're only available from the view of that entity. So you have to go to leads and then view my leads to see the editable grid. You got to go to sales and to maybe accounts to view the editable grid for accounts if you turn that on. So a dashboard will not allow you to have that kind of nested functionality that you might want to see. So it's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Overall, thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see any other videos or you have any specific questions, post those in the comments or reach out to me on Twitter. At StalkJimmy is my Twitter handle, and I'll try to add that in as a link to the YouTube video as well and put it in the description. So I'll make a video for any question that you have on Dynamics 365, and if something wasn't clear, I'll answer you directly, or I'll make a follow-up if it's something I feel like I left out. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe.